I want you to know there is freedom from the trauma that tries to destroy you, that has wrecked your life or tried to wreck your life. I listen to so many stories, testimonies. I listen to unfiltered stories on YouTube and Soft White Underbelly and other channels like that of testimonies of people's lives. And I'm so stricken with sadness over the harm that people still deal with, the life-changing trauma that they've been through. It's still impactful even well into our adult years. Like, just because it happened with me over 50 years ago, it still affects me today. Not the same way. Thank God for that. He's the rescue from that, Jesus Christ. But there's so many people who still deal with the brokenness, the broken spirits, the rejection. Actually, all those are spirits. Spirit of rejection, misuse, abuse, unlove, sexual abuse. It's absolutely astounding the numbers of people who've been harmed by family members. So I don't even like to call them that. But people who are supposed to love and protect them, but instead use them for their own gratification. And then, on top of that, the family members who stick by those abusers, who call the victims the liars. Like, do you have blinders on? Do you not realize there is so much abuse and trauma within the four walls of one's own home that it's astronomical? And yet you want to pretend like the abuse victim is the one who's the perpetrator, the bad person, the liar. And to think that it can't go on right under your own nose. My stepdad abused me with my mom right in the next room. He didn't care. I think maybe that was part of the thrill for him. Like, ooh, will we get caught? Or let's say, will he get caught? Because I didn't do anything wrong. It wasn't me at all. It was him. Bob, you're the one. And you're a serial sexual abuser. Serial sexual predator. So, and serial abuser, and serial domestic violent abuser. You're just, unless you've repented and gotten right with God, because you sure haven't gotten right with me, one of your remaining living abuse victims. However, I know you have more. I could name a couple of them out there, but I won't do that. That's not my place. And who knows how many more, because an abuser never just uses one. It's not just me. You have a big old list of victims. But I'll tell you what, I didn't start this rant to go against Bob right now. I really wanted to come on and talk to you who have been hurt by others who were supposed to love you. Whether it was your dad or stepdad or cousins, uncles, moms, grandmas, you name it, friends of the family, strangers, whomever. I want you to know this. Jesus Christ did not ordain any of that for us. What he did ordain for us was life and beauty and joy and peace and happiness and eternity with him. So I pray that you look to him, your maker, and see that he has life for you, that you're not stuck within those walls of abuse, trauma, no matter what it was. And don't compare your abuse, your trauma to anyone else's, because it doesn't have a copyright or a trademark where one person's is worse than another's. Not at all. You don't have to compare yours. It's not what this is about. It's not, oh, well, her abuse was worse than mine, so I'm going to keep quiet. No. Misuse is misuse. But I want you to know who can set you free from that. Oh, what do you say? The emotional hooks to the abuser. There are emotional and spiritual and physical ties between people. Soul ties. Spirit ties. Soul ties. Jesus can break any of those. And you don't have to be hung anymore. You don't have to be hooked anymore to your abuser. You don't have to let that trauma continue to rule you. Now, can it still be emotional, and can you still cry when you talk about it, when you share your story? Yes, you can. Like, that's okay. We're still human. So even though we can choose to accept the freedom Jesus bought for us at the cross, and we can choose to be set free by the price he paid and the love he gives, the healing love. Jesus is the lover of your soul, not what you can do for him, not what you can give him, not your body, y'all, but the lover of your soul. Once you start to grasp that even just a little bit, you will see the joy and the love and the peace and the life everlasting that he offers to us. And I pray that you will accept it and come to know Jesus Christ. He is the one who can set you free. You don't have to be trapped under that trauma anymore. Those cement blocks of trauma, the crashed building, the earthquake, the hurricane of violence that came again and again and again in our lives, it doesn't have to rule us anymore. There is survival, but I want to share this. God showed me years ago, I'm not a survivor of domestic violence. I'm not a survivor of childhood predatory sexual abuse. I'm not. I'm an overcomer. And I'm an overcomer because of Jesus Christ. And you, too, can become an overcomer. And I want to change the wording. We're not survivors. We're overcomers. We can overcome what was done to us. And we can then, in turn, use that freedom to lead others out of the darkness. Because what purpose does my testimony have if I don't share it and show others the way out, to take their hands in this dark world and show them the way out? I've got the light in me, y'all, and I am happy to share him with you. And that is Jesus Christ. He is the lover of your soul. And if you don't know him yet, cry out to him. And if you already know him, then just lean on him more. It's a day-by-day walk. It's a start my morning with Jesus and my coffee. And coffee is the luxury. Jesus is the necessity. He will set you free. And once you're free indeed. And you'll see on my channels, it's don't count the days. Just know you're free. Just take that step towards Jesus and run. Just quit counting the days. Quit looking back. As people say, your rear view mirror shows what's behind you for a reason. What do we see ahead? I see a beautiful day of blue skies and some white and gray clouds. But that's okay, because we need it all, right? We need the sunshine and the rain. But those hurricanes don't have to ruin us anymore. They just don't. And you're going to notice when you travel with me, I usually have stuff in the back, or my car's loaded, or the truck is, because that's just our life. It's great. It's a blessing. We're on the road a lot, so you'll usually find me traveling with junk. But we spell junk Junque because it's more fun that way. I hope you'll take what I'm telling you as truth and try it out, because too many people die every day in their lives. They continue to die, or die just a little bit more, because of the grief and the traumas that they haven't released to the Lord. My brothers were part of that. My younger brother, Matt, he joined the group Adult Children of Alcoholics. And when he told me that decades ago, I was kind of surprised because I was like, oh, I didn't know that was a thing, and I didn't know it impacted you, what we grew up with. Because in our family, we were kind of like, it was survival. We weren't bonded and all looking out for one another. It was each one of us went our own way and tried to deal with the trauma ourselves and tried to survive, including my mom. I mean, she did the best she could, but it was survival in my household. So when Matt told me that years later, I was struck by, wow, I didn't even know there was a problem. I didn't know you had a problem. But, you know, I mean, of course, I guess I was just drowning in my own. And I think that was around the time our mom was dying, or maybe it was afterwards. I can't remember, but gee, I just wish we would have gone to the cross. I wish we would have known that we could have. You know, in the same way with reporting the abuse by my stepdad against me, I didn't know I could report that to the police as a teenager. I had no idea. So that's another part of the story. So when
in about 10 miles, keep right.
So when I was scared for the new stepdaughter he had in his life after my mom left him, I had no idea what to do. So I wrote a letter. I don't even know which household I sent it to. If I sent it to his mom and dad's or to the new wife's household, I don't remember. But I wrote a letter as a warning for that little girl. If I had known, I could have called the police at that time in my life as an 18-year-old woman and reported what he had done to me in another state. That might have made a difference. But you know, that happened when I was little teeny. And then when I was 15, you know, he came on to me. No, excuse me, I was 13. He came on to me. But apparently he knew his limit because he didn't do much. But if I had known, maybe I could have rescued that child. So when the law says, sorry, you waited too long, like, why is there a limit? Especially when most people don't report their sexual abuse until the age of 42. So you're talking many years after it happened. Why is there a limit on when we can report it? I guarantee you, if you put the two of us together, he could not deny. Well, he'd try, but there's no way. He can't deny it. He can't refute it because he knows it's true. So anyway, why I'm bringing that up is there shouldn't be a statute of limitations. And although in Illinois the statute has been extended or basically removed, if you want to call that, it was still graduated. It was like, well, if you didn't report it in this time frame, you still have this. And then they extended a little more and then a little more. But now it's like, oh, well, you didn't report it within, or you're not still within that first limitation, so sorry. But I'm like, but it's not about me, okay? Because Jesus healed me. I'm way past it. I forgive the man. Don't like what he did. He ruined my life for years and years and years and years. But Jesus made all that all right. And I want him to get saved. I want him to give his life to the Lord. But I'll tell you what, he harmed many other children after me. It wasn't just me. And not even just children. A predator is a predator, you know? Not always just with children. So he destroyed lives. And I could have changed it. And I didn't even know. Like, who would think that, you know, 10 years later, I could have pressed charges against him. So the lack of education is really, really big. So it's important that overcomers like me and you tell our stories so that others who are going through it now or who recently have will know that they have power and they can fight back and they can take they can, I can't say take justice because we can't take it into our own hands, right? But they can make a difference. And that's why I tell my story. It's not, I mean, it doesn't do anything for me, right? It's not for me. It's for those of you out there, or those you know, who are still stuck and still hurt, still traumatized. I want you to know there's freedom. And yes, my hair's sticking up a little bit. Isn't that funny? Oh well, it is what it is, right? And sometimes I hate that phrase, it is what it is. We do have power. We can change things. We can make this world a better place. Jesus is coming back soon, y'all. It's not long. We're not long for this world. I've known it my whole life. Even, well, let's say since I was about 9. You know what? It just reminded me too. You just have to make yourselves right. We have to ask forgiveness of those we've wronged. And I know there have been many in my life. And if you know me, or you knew me earlier in life, and I wronged you in any way, if I was rude to you, if I made fun of you, because kids are kids, you know. If I was mean to you, God, I ask your forgiveness. I'm so sorry. Sometimes hurt people hurt other people. And I was a hurt little girl. And I even babysat at age 12. I kid myself that I was a pretty mature kid. But I was even mean sometimes to the kids I babysat, and I have to make amends for that, to ask forgiveness, because I'm sorry. It's not my heart to hurt anyone, so I'm sorry. Danielle and JR, I'm sorry. Celeste, if I was wrong to you, I'm sorry. I don't think I was, but I don't know. I was a kid, you know. Kids in school, a little boy named Bart in 6th grade. I joined others and made fun of him when I shouldn't have. When I was the girl who was usually made fun of, and you know, on food stamps, and had big feet and small chested. People would make fun of me for the way I was built. You know, like, what? Why? So I'm sorry. And I did have the opportunity to apologize to a couple of the girls from high school in Kansas. And thankfully they forgave me. Because even in my heart, I turned around and was mean to others. I don't know. I guess we do that to try to bolster ourselves. But why? Why do we take pleasure or strength from being mean to anybody else? God didn't make us for that. He made us to love things and to love beauty and to be beautiful and to be kind. That's what Jesus made us for. To love Him first, love God, love others. So if I've hurt you, been rude to you, been mean, I'm so sorry. And I ask your forgiveness. And I just want you to know the simple beauty of the gospel of Jesus Christ. That He came to heal and bind up the brokenhearted. And boy, has He bound my heart and made it better than new. Thank God. Gave me a new heart. I care about people, and that's why I share my story. I want you to know the freedom that there is in Christ Jesus. It's Jesus alone who will set you free. It's not any step program. It's not 12 steps. It's not Celebrate Recovery. It's not adult children of alcoholics. It's not Buddha. It's not meditation. It's not yoga. It's not breathe. It's not any of that stuff. It is learn Jesus. Read his word. Go to the book of John and just read John again and again and again. And go to fathersloveletter.com and read that one love letter written.
In 1 mile, keep right.
Read that one love letter at fathersloveletter.com. Written, it's all scripture in the form of a love letter from God, and it is so life-changing. I've watched people read it and just weep, because they're like, that's for me? Yes, friend, it's for you. Excuse me. God, just call on him. He'll make it all worthwhile. And when we get to heaven someday and we look back, we're going to say, oh, all that was nothing compared to the joy. Nothing compares to the joy Jesus Christ has for us, y'all. None of the sadness, none of the trauma. No, I don't want to choose to go through it again. I wouldn't pick this if I had the choice, but I would pick Jesus pulling me out of it and making my life first. Romans 8:28 and 29. That's what I would choose again, no matter what my life was, no matter whether I had a pristine, beautiful, loving family in life growing up, or had one worse than I had. I would still always choose Romans 8:28. Jesus will bring good out of it. And he has, and nothing compares to the joy we will have when we meet him face to face. When I go to be with Jesus, I'll get to see my mom, my grandma, and some other family members whom I miss. But it's not even about them. It's about Jesus, because he's my all in all. He's the reason. And then I get the blessing of being with some of my family too. Not all of them, because they all haven't chosen him. But some have. I believe my brother Matt, who led such a sad... Anyway, my brother Mark, my brother John, that I just met a few years ago and was blessed to know. My 3 brothers, those 3 brothers will be there. And then some other loved family members who've already gone on. But my goal is to go and have Jesus hug me, like I feel him do so often. He took me and pulled me up out of that gutter, out of the alleyway, the old ragdoll Bonnie, and he cleaned me up. He chose to love me. So, ragdoll no more. Thanks for joining me, and if I don't ever meet you on this side, I look forward to meeting you on the other side.